Okay, I'm going to review this, do a walkthrough of this deck, the Omegaland deck. This is one of the most creative decks I have seen. It's a modern deck that's been done. I think it was done a couple years ago. It's more for kids, I guess. It's based loosely on the Rider-Waite. It's it's like a postmodern, post apocalyptic. Is that what you say? Apocalyptic? Apocalyptic. That's it. Apocalyptic deck, and you'll see why. So it's very terrific artwork, unique artwork. But what I love about it more is this book. The book is really fantastic. So we're going to go through a little bit of the book. It's a U.S. Games. It's also a playing card deck. They have rules also with the deck about how to play the game. Here's a nice major power card. I guess that's if you're utilizing the major arcana in playing. And there's more cards of these for the playing deck. I think they must be inside here, maybe in the back. Yeah, here they are. Scoring. And so there's quite a bit of instructions here, which is great. So it's a tarot deck as well as a playing deck, a card game. This is done by a married couple. One did the book and one did the artwork. Well, more instructions of the card game is in the back of the book. Anyways, so we're going to go through this. It comes in a box. And we're going to go through this real fast. And I want to keep the deck close by to give you a sense of what's going on. So here's the Fool card, very much like the Fool. It's very recognizable. And then it starts out with a story. This is all a storybook. Saw this kid cruising down an unfamiliar path, being a bit too cavalier about it. Danger was all around, but he pressed on. They say fortune favors the bold, I guess. That's still true, even if that boldness isn't exactly rational. I didn't stick around to see what happened, period. And then the key words in the book is inexperience, enthusiasm. You know, how charming is that? It's charming. It's very charming. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to read the Magician. Some people can thrive in unexpected environments, but I get the idea this guy could thrive anywhere. He's a consummate tinkerer and can turn seamlessly useless junk into something great. The wheels in his head are always turning, even if it doesn't seem that way to outsiders. And the key words are skill and artfulness. So, I mean, you got the deck, you got this cool artwork, you got the theme of, when the world after the world ends, and then you have, just this very cool backing. Everything is very cool about this deck. It's also, as I said, a card deck as well. So here's the Magician. You could recognize, and the cards are recognizable as well, especially if you know the Rider-Waite. Here's the High Priestess. Let's read her story. Hard to make sense of this woman, but trust in the fact that there's much more to her than meets the eye. I gradually came to see that she was very good at discerning the hidden traits of people that came in contact with her. She is overwhelmingly intuitive, albeit a little guarded. And keywords insight and reticence. So each one of the cards has this little narrative. And the narrative also is for all the minor arcana. So it's really kind of remarkable. The Empress, the Emperor. So it's, you know, it's got a guns, a lot of guns, a lot of, you know, sort of post-apocalyptic. Apocalyptic? I think that's how I say it. The Lovers. Let's see number 6. I don't know, this may be a good way to learn the tarot. Seeing two people together always makes you feel good, but it also makes you think about how very different each of their lives has been and will be. They've each put the other's happiness and well-being on par with their own. A lot of times that means extra worrying, which is a definite drag, but there's also a lot of great things to share. Look at me getting all mushy. Partnership devotion. I mean, it's so cool. I haven't read with this deck. I got this deck about a month ago. I looked it over. I liked it. I think I sort of liked it, and then I read the book and I loved it. The book is so cool, and the pictures are fit very well the theme of the deck and also the book. Wheel of Fortune. Let's see how they describe the Wheel of Fortune. Most definitely, there are things in your life you can control, but what you see here is not one of them. I witnessed dudes entering into direct competition with each other and almost entirely resigning outcome to chance. Some guys won big, which is nice, but others were met with total ruin. And the key words are luck and chance. That's cool. Justice. Hangman. Death. Temperance. The Devil. Tower. Looks like a bomb went off inside, not outside. It's not lightning outside, it's a bomb inside. Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And the World. It's pretty funny. So then you get into your minor arcana, and they are the coins, the wands, the swords, and the cups, but they have the actual pictures are something different. So this is the Ace of Coins, and they're cans of soup. And they also have up here, I think that's for the playing game, for when you play. Two of Coins. It's got two cans of soup. The Three of Coins. Let's see what they say about the Three of Coins. This fellow, bit of a quiet type, but real good with thinking on his feet. Certainly not a slacker. Remember him. He's a very good guy to have around. Ingenuity. Very nice. Very nice. Four of Coins. Five of Coins. Let's do the Five of Coins. It's sort of Rider-Waite again. Poor guy was beat down by the world and just got too tired to look for a way out to survive. He just totally gave up. So again, very, this is one way of learning the Rider-Waite without having to go through the Rider-Waite nonsense. I mean, these images really will resonate with a lot more people than the Rider-Waite, if you do the Rider-Waite system. Six of Coins, it's celebratory, nice dinner. Seven of Coins. Eight of Coins. Nine of Coins. 10 of Coins. Selling at a farmer's market. Then they have the Page. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. Ace of Cups. The cups are canteens. Two of cups. Three of cups, very similar. Four of cups, definitely Rider Waite there. Let's see what they say about the four of cups. Come on, man. Don't let yourself fall into this situation. Just thinking you can sit back and rest on some supposed laurels while everyone else busts their humps. Ask him how life is. If you could find him alive after that settlement gave him the boot. Let's see. If you can find him, if you can find him. So I guess what they're implying is this guy is just chilling out, and meanwhile everyone else is working, and he may be kicked out of the area if he's not carrying his load. Five of Cups. Never easy when you lose someone close to you. Believe me, I know. I've been tempted to use this loss as an excuse to just give up. And this temptation was strong, very strong. Don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about what I'd have to do to come back from that, even if I could. Detachment. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. Similar. Nine of Cups. 10 of Cups. Okay, let's see what they have to say about pages. Page of Cups. This guy has always been especially clever and creative. If you ever find yourself partnered up with him, trust me, you're going to have a fun time, even if your mission is serious. The keyword for this is fun. The Queen of Cups. Let's see. Look at this girl. Beautiful, compassionate, and not weighed down by the force of the world. She's one of those people you can just talk to when you need to unload. She really understands human emotion. She's resilient, and that strength rubs off on other people. Keywords: affection, emotional maturity. And you know, that does portray like a wonderful person, the way she's like dressed and the smile on her face. The other thing about these cards is there's so much detail in them besides just the, there's this, like this, the swords are crossbows, crossbows that shoot arrows. But like in this deck, I mean, you can have like a lot of things, like what they're wearing, what they're playing, the school bus, the tree, the neckerchief, the handkerchief, the neckerchief. There's a lot you can draw from these pictures because there's a lot of detail, but they're very contemporary details. There's no symbology in here. It's just kind of like, kind of contemporary pictures. The Two of Swords. He's got two crossbows. Okay, the Three of Swords. Let's see what they have to say about themselves with the Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Oh man, there weren't even really any words I could have said. Maybe time will make this horrible thing a little bit more bearable. But would that have even helped? I'm just sorry. So, it's sorrow. So it's sticking with the Rider Waite. Number 4, don't underestimate the value of rest in both preparing for something and as a way to center yourself after having gone through some rough stuff. I've seen the consequences of not doing this, both physical and mental. And the key word is rest. Five of Swords. The Six of Swords. This is the kind of thing you can never see too often. You think you're caught up in a no-win situation with the only choice you have not looking promising. You take it anyways, and guess what? Everything works out. It's the kind of thing that gives people hope, deliverance. So it's living underground, having a place to go to respite. Okay, Seven of Swords. The Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. Yeah, that's pretty right away. Let's see what the Ten of Swords has to say. Oh dear, he's not doing too well. Okay. I was out one day with a nice pair of binoculars, I no longer have, when I came upon a group of people at a distance. What I saw in those lenses should never have to be seen by anyone. I got myself out of there quick. Nothing good could come of this. Okay, now, is he the observer or was he this guy? It's called the Q words death and utter defeat. So, kind of hopeless. Kind of hopeless. The Knight of Swords. Let's read about the Knight of Swords. A man with a razor-sharp intellect who's always ready to use it, though not necessarily for your benefit or mine. His mercurial nature, as well as his aptitude for Machiavellian scheming, means he's not someone to piss off. Action is his key word. Okay, the wands are guns, firing guns. Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. Three of Wands, very Rider Waite. Four of Wands, a little celebration meal. Looks like they're having a turkey. Five of Wands, a little few problems there. Six of Wands. Let's look that up. This was something. They brought everything, planning, finesse, improvisation, and determination. With a bit of luck thrown in, too. They jammed their fists down their enemies' throats and crushed their hearts. Not a pretty sight, but the outcome was definitely a good one. Triumph. Okay, a little violent. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. This girl's going to make something happen. Nine of Wands. It's got the thing around his head, just like the other Nine of Wands. And the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands. What was this dummy thinking? He had something important, something that could seriously improve the situation. But man, this was not smart. Not having a clear understanding of what your challenge can leave you in a vulnerable position. Burden. Okay, so I think what this is doing is you're the onlooker of these cards. So everyone's looking at these cards like you are looking at these cards. So is the author of this book. Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, and King of Wands. So I think it's a very cool deck. I mean, I love this part of the deck. I love the narrative because it's very different, very creative. The decks are also very creative. The cards are rather large, and they are stiff. I can't shuffle these. There's no way. I mean, maybe eventually, if I kept using them, I would be able to shuffle them. So I haven't read with these cards, and I think that's the kind of the key to see how they read. It'd be a great card to use for younger people. You know, if you're dealing with a young guy or something. I think this seems masculine to me. Or you know, some of the young people that are into, you know, sci-fi or fantasy, they might like this deck. There are a lot of unique decks out there, different decks, but this, I think, is one of the more unusual ones. It's very classy in its own way. Kind of like Breaking Bad. Reminds me a little bit of that. I know these deck cards aren't shuffled properly, so I'm just going to take a couple out whenever I can take them out. Page of Wands. I'll do a three card pull. I want to tell a story. That's all I'm going to ask for, is just to tell a story here. So, Page of Wands, someone going on a new path, someone who's a creative person. He's looks happy, and he's excited about going on this new quest of his. The Four of Wands is a celebration card. So this guy comes from a nice family. This is maybe what he remembers as a younger man. He's maybe this guy right here. And he was brought up in a nice family with their own hopes and dreams for their children. And they were supportive. And it was a happy family. It wasn't a problem family. So that's probably maybe made him the way he is, with his nice big smile on his face. So even though things are not going great in the world, he's able to navigate the world, given the wonderful family he had. And maybe what supported him was his mother. His mother was the Queen of Coins, always prepared, no matter what may happen. She was prepared for any the good things that happen, any bad things that happen. She was always ready to deal with whatever came up. And she was someone to count on, to have a home for the family. And so these are all good cards. All good cards. So this gentleman is a lucky man to come from a family of love and caring, with a very strong mother who took care of business. I don't know. That seems like it's not really a reading. It's just my interpretation of these cards and the story about him. So this is definitely a book. I mean, collectors, I think, would like this book. It is put out by U.S. Games, and I don't know what that means as far as how long they keep it in stock. It's a couple years old at this point. It might be a good collector's. I'm sure it would be a good collector's book, because there's really nothing like this out there. As a sideline is point of interest for some people. I don't know. The one deck that I do want, and I can't find it, it's out of print, it just went out of print, and I could have gotten it about 3 months ago, but since then it's gone out of print, is the Japaritza. And I contacted U.S. Games asking if they were going to republish it. It's wildly popular. And they said no. They said they have no plans of reissuing that deck. So you got to pick up decks when they're available. I mean, I just started buying these decks, buying different kinds of decks in the last couple of 3 months. And I think a lot of tarot people are collectors as well. Some are just collectors, but a lot of people that read tarot are also collectors, because it's fun. I mean, some of these decks are just really, really amazing. So instead of buying, going out to dinner one night, you go and you buy a deck of cards. And so it's kind of a cool thing to do, and it's a nice thing to have. And I think this would be a good buy. I don't know how collecting works, but it seems to me like, because of this book and the way it's written and the contemporariness of the cards, and given the times that we live in, I think this is a really terrific deck. As I said, I didn't read with it. If I do use it for readings, I'll post it. I'll post my experience with it. I have heard people have read with it and found it very good. So I mean, you can read with any deck and find it good. It depends on how you read. I'm not sure it's the card so much as the reader in some ways, and how they can tell a story. Anyways, this is my review of the Omegaland deck. I got it on Amazon. It was inexpensive. I think it was in the like $20, maybe $23. I'm not sure. I'm glad I purchased it. I don't know if I'll read with it, but I do love the book, and I think it's a really creative endeavor. The people that did this book. It's the name is not on here. I don't know why it's not on here. Oh, here it is. Created by Joe Boginski. Game by Karen Boginski. So Karen must have done the game. Oh, I don't know how they worked it out. So there must be a married couple, perhaps. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day.